Okay, we are live here at the Reserve, Toledo, Ohio, and this is the Day 1C of our $250,000 prize pool guarantee main event, the Team Michigan Championship Series. This is yet another of the 10 trophied events that we've had this week, and it's been just a fantastic week. We're going to bring you a little taste here of the tournament play here in Day 1C. There are the tournaments the trophies for this week, and I have myself, Vic Gager, and Adam, a.k.a. the Professor, and we're going to call this action probably until they go to hand for hand. Today they've got 170 entries, and there will be 17 players from this flight advancing to the Day 2. The Day 2 begins on Sunday at 1 p.m., and with today's 17 players advancing from the two previous flights, they'll be joining 27. So far we have 44 players advancing, and there are still 3 more flights to go. There's another flight today at 6 p.m., and then 2 flights tomorrow, 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. And here's the graphic. $400 buy-in, $340 to the prize pool. There is a $40 club fee and $20 to the dealer appreciation, $40,000 starting stack. And there is an add-on, right, Adam? Did they do an add-on today? No add-on.
No add-on in this whole tournament.
Okay.
That $20 dealer, usually that $20 dealer appreciation is built in as an add-on. But with this one, it's just included in the buy-in no matter what. Yep. So everybody starts with $40,000, and it's been pretty crazy action both days that I've dealt this morning. Yep. And yesterday by the start of level 2, there was already like 9 or 10 eliminations. So,
oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Chips are flying around the room.
Yeah.
It started off a little slow yesterday. I think there was a little bit of burnout from the crazy Wednesday we had with the bounty tournament. I mean, we were a packed house here, and even into the night we had a bunch of cash games going. Yeah. Some big games going on the side, and
that bounty tournament wound up going till 3:30 in the morning.
I heard it was 4.
4 o'clock. Okay, that was a long
still.
Night. Yes.
We did get started a little later than normal, which
in a fun way.
99 times out of 100, we start pretty much every tournament on time. So I'm gonna give us a pass on that one, since we had to do the introductions, we had to bring out the big names. We had a line pretty much out the door. So we used our one time on that one.
Yes. Yeah. And in close to 5 years now that I've been here, that would probably be the only one time. Maybe one time when Scotty was here.
I was going to say, we would have to go back 3 or 4 years now at this point, I think.
Yeah, I think so. But otherwise, you are correct. That's one thing I really like about what we do here at the Reserve. We typically, things start right on time. If it's a 6 o'clock tournament, it's starting at 6 o'clock. In the meantime, this is, again, a feature table. There are 80 players remaining from the 170 entries for this flight. So this is a feature table. There are 8 other tables out there in the main room. We seat 9-handed. And right away, we've got a very familiar face in Ray Brent.
And he's got about 3 times the starting stack.
And the eye in the sky, if you could just give us some of that player audio, that would be fantastic.
Seat 5 is going to be our chip leader here. He's got a nice stack for this stage of the tournament, 186,000. Jeremy C. also with a good size stack, 121. And then everybody else sitting right around starting stack. 25-minute blind levels in this tournament. Blinds are currently at 1,500 and 3,000 with a 1,500 big blind ante.
And just so you're aware that everybody's starting with 40,000 with 170 players. We have 6.8 million in play. Alex, a very familiar face when we run a big tournament. Very strong player there in seat 9. but he's in wannabe climbing stack mode right now, right about at a starting stack, and they have already completed their dinner break. So the late reg.
Some blind on blind violence here.
Wow.
And I can't blame Ahmad for just pushing it in there with pocket sevens when the small blind raises you, and he's basically got, well, he's got well under a starting stack, 29K. Queens are going to get it in here versus sevens. Here comes a flop. And a 7. When you're running good, you're running good.
Queen.
Ahmad with already 180,000 to start that hand. That puts him up to 215. Pretty standard hand there.
And if you follow us on Facebook, go to the reserve page on Facebook, you can see the current chip counts for the folks that are making it into day 2 already. I was just going to call that up quick and list off some of the names that are on that.
I like the swivel.
Make you guys look like giants.
We'll go through that real quick. Give people a chance to understand what the levels, what the chip counts are. So Eric Leonard, right now, our chip leader from Ann Arbor, 885,000. Ron Bell, second place here so far with 785,000.
He's had a good week.
Yeah, he has had he's been running really well.
7,000.
The low stack for this qualifying into the day 2 right now is 30,000. Another one at 74, another one at 80,000.
What's the guy's name with 30,000? I think he's here at our table today.
That is Zin.
Yeah. Zenovi? We're going to call him Zin.
We're going to call him Zin.
He walked by my table earlier, was talking to a friend, and he said, "Yeah, I bagged 30K yesterday, so I'm gonna try to." He said, "I'm gonna try to get a little bit more today."
Yeah, and that's a beauty of multiple flights going into a multi-day tournament is been particularly in this one, where you get a multi-bag bonus of $2,000. Hey, we got an action flop here now, and that'll probably slow Jeremy down, but Ahmad is going to check it.
Yeah, Jeremy was our pre-flop raiser, and he decided to fire a continuation bet on the turn. Really a bad flop for Jeremy. He was just trying to take that one down.
Oh, and that could be a troublesome card for Jeremy, given that Ahmad had checked his ace on the turn.
See if Ahmad bets something really small here to try to get a crying call. Looks like about half pot, maybe 29,000. Jeremy did catch a piece of it here, but he's in a very weird position. He's got the chip leader betting into him, so it is possible that there could be some bluffs out there.
Well, and I think Ahmad wants this to look like a bluff. He wants to make this look like a missed flush draw. This would be...
Unfortunately, Jeremy's got to put him then on just calling with like the king of spades, because if he had just been calling with the ace of spades, he would have got there.
Right.
Even if he had just been calling with jack, queen of spades, jack, or just the jack of spades, if he had jack, spades, queen, jack of spades, king, those hands are beating him as well.
That was 29.
29, yes, sir.
But sometimes you just feel that the chip leader is just trying to bully you. And it looks like Jeremy's contemplating this one.
He does make the call. And Ahmad now was comfortably the chip leader here at this feature table. And his stack grows now close to 300,000.
Now he's mega comfortably.
Yeah. I think that was played extremely well by Ahmad. the check of the ace on the turn, unless was that a cautious check because of the 3 spades are already out there. I don't know. If he wasn't worried about the spades, then he played that really well.
I think at that point it wasn't a cautious check. I think he was going to learn a lot about Jeremy's hand from what he did at that point.
Yeah.
If Jeremy continued betting, then, you know, maybe there would be some caution. But I think once Jeremy checks that turn, then Ahmad's feeling really comfortable, and even more so when he makes top 2 pair on the river. Gonna try to keep it going.
Raise 7,000.
Ray laying down 9-5 in the small blind after a raise,
All in.
and Ray's range is pretty big to defend. But we just might have seen just the limit there.
Well, the big blind also had a relatively short stack, so he
Yeah.
had a jamming stack there, as we see. He picked up pocket 5s and decided to rip it in there, and that was just a little bit too much for Ahmad to make that call with just queen 8.
Yep.
I think if Ray was in the big blind and there was nobody else to call, then we might have seen him even put it in there, you
Right.
know, or not go all in, but,
No,
make the call.
Make the call. Defend. As much as I have played against and dealt to Ray, every time I get the opportunity to see him on the live stream, I pay close attention. Ray is so many layers to his game.
Seat 7, can you put your hands on?
Case in point.
There we go. Call.
A couple of calls here.
Call.
Alec.
Now, Jeremy, after losing that big pot a couple of hands ago, I think if he doesn't take a big hit like that, then he probably opens for a raise of this hand and maybe takes it down, or just it's heads up with Ray. Instead, since he lost that pretty sizable pot to Ahmad, he just limps in here with the 8-7 of diamonds. And a couple of flush draws out there. Let's see how this hand plays out.
7,000.
Wouldn't be surprised to see Zinn ship it in here. He's got a weird stack size to just make the call, but that's what he elects to do.
Of course, Ray does not want to see a club. And the club comes.
And this is likely going to be a full double up here for Zinn.
25,000.
And Ray bets 25K. Zinn only has 38. Going to take a second here. Not immediately pile it in. And there it goes. And there's the snap call. Ray sees the bad news.
What? I had queen 3. But that's terrible. Brutal, man.
Someone else said they folded queen 3 of clubs. I didn't see that one.
No, I didn't see that either.
All the clubs out there. Clubbing. Clubbing now.
I stand. I thank you.
Wow, that was
I was like, man, I should have just put the
should have put the 3
put the
in.
6 in. I would have been in, right? The 3. We got triple up. Or there was a side pot. I would have.
I think that was Ahmad saying that he had the queen 3 of clubs.
Can't wait till the commentators on that one.
Not much you can do there, Ray.
Hard to fold clubs.
Too sharp.
Fold. Fold. raise to 7. Call. Five shooters. 3 players.
Check. I thought I had 15 out.
Now you have 2. At 11.
Ahmad opened this hand with a couple of 4s. Rob called from the big line with 8-3 offsuit. That was pretty hopeful.
I have 2 blues, sir. Thank you.
7.
Oh, we're over here. Stop. Hold the action.
Told me off.
Ahmad was making change for the big blind for the ante, and that
Yeah, it didn't change the action. Raise
made some
7,000.
players fold out of turn.
Fold.
Jeremy decides to limp under the gun with ace-5 suited, and then Ahmad raises it up right behind him with ace-9 suited.
Thank you.
Same color.
That's it.
We started this feature table with 80 players remaining from the 170, and now we are down to 70. Top 10% from each flight advancing to day 2. The day 2 restart on Sunday at 1 p.m.
And this is the card marker.
So we will have 17 players
Check.
advancing today. And myself
Check.
and Adam the Professor will be calling the action here probably till in this flight till we get to the hand for hand,
Yes.
and
13-4.
then we'll sign off until we
Now I-
join the action again on Sunday for the day 2.
You have to show
Can
your
I,
hand.
can I get your ticket again?
Oh, you wanted to get?
Sorry.
I thought you did.
Checked all the way down.
Yes.
Ahmad did flop an open ender, but he just decided to check it. Not a great board for either player. And ace-9, 9 is going to play on that one. Ahmad builds to his chip lead.
Right there.
No, no chip count.
All good.
Alright.
Go ahead and deal with
60,
hook pounds and chips.
60. Same hand.
1.25.
122.5. That's seat 8.
A couple new players joining our featured table.
79.5 in seat 4. It's only 3,000 in the big. Raise 12,000. Can you put your cards in the slot? Thank you. All in.
Ray opens it up with Jack-8 suited to 12,000. 4x the big blind, and now, since he made it so big there, he might be priced in to give this a call. Alec all in for 32.5 with ace-king suited. And yep, Ray makes the call. And here comes the flop. And what a flop for Ray. Top pair, and there's a sweat on the turn. And Alec can't find it.
All out.
Take time. All good.
And after doubling ups in earlier, Ray gets his chips back.
Yes. As I somewhat expected, Ray would either get his chips back or he would get them in there. One of the two was going to
I
happen.
did this before. I was heads up for something like that. Yeah.
He's not one to mess around.
No, he's not.
Oh, you have a chance to redeem yourself.
No, it was.
You have to explain yourself to all your friends and family back home.
Oh, why did you do this?
Mom,
Especially mom.
Mom.
Mom's all check. 8.
Raise 8,000. Fold, fold.
Under the gun, Ahmad opens it up to 8K.
Re-raise 52,000.
And Robert D
All in.
with an all-in for 52K. And this is probably at the very bottom of Ahmad's opening range under the gun. And he does let that Jack-10 offsuit go. '51 loyal watchers out there right now. Appreciate you guys tuning in at 3:30 on a Friday. If you could hit that like button, if you could hit that subscribe button, it really helps us out. Either way, we greatly appreciate you tuning in. Right back at it under the gun, Rays again. Ray's got pocket nines. This time he just makes it 7,000.
C4. I don't know. That's your
You keep your phone.
Oh, and who's on the phone we're sitting at? Okay, well, it's gonna be something. Fold.
17?
Yeah, you're good. Don't worry, you'll find it.
Yeah.
Call 7. Call. All in. Call.
Wow, we've got a hand here. Ahmad is going to push all in. He's going to 3-bet this with ace-jack after Linus, who just joined us with pocket twos, called the raise from Jeremy, and now Ray is going to make the call, putting his flight day 1C at risk against Ahmad. Pretty close to a coin toss here, as Ray is looking to avoid an ace and a jack. And so far he does. Still just an ace or a jack. And you can hear the heavy sigh of relief from Ray. The paint came out on the river, but it was the queen, not the ace or the jack that Ahmad was looking for. And now Ray
94.
going to eclipse 200,000 here. And a bit of a body blow here for Ahmad.
50. Ooh, 75, 95. 5 change.
50, 75,
95. Thank you.
Well, I'm getting a feeling here that Ahmad and Ray's playing style very similar. Now interesting that they are the chip leaders here at this feature table, and they're seated right next to each other.
Big play.
This action that we're bringing you here from the day 1C is potentially going to heat up some more as if these two players continue to do battle. We already have 44 players, including this flight,
Oh, no, this one.
that'll be advancing to the day 2, and the restart is Sunday
All in.
at 1 p.m. And here comes Jeremy pushing all in with his remaining 46,000 with the blinds 1,500, 3,000, and 1,500. Ace 4 offsuit.
Could've got 10 out of me.
Couldn't risk seeing.
Thank you.
And Ray says, you could have got 10 out of me. I'm not matching your whole stack there
Thank you.
with that hand. And we've got a dealer change. Time to talk about Team Michigan Poker. This group of is experiencing their 10-year anniversary. A number of what poker pros, serious poker players got together and decided that they wanted to form somewhat of a community, if you will, to help promote the game of poker, to help promote it in the state of Michigan, and to have somewhat of a camaraderie among themselves to talk about both tournament and cash play amongst themselves, compare hands, try to learn from each other. And that group is just growing significantly over the last few years. And they came to us some time ago and wanted to put together some type of series that not only would help promote their endeavor, but also continue to promote the game of poker, which, you know, really is on the rise after COVID and continues to, we see it, continue to grow and grow. Some of that very similar enthusiasm around the game that we saw back when Moneymaker made history, I feel like we're experiencing that all over again in some areas, particularly here in Toledo, Ohio with the Reserve. But you can go to Facebook and you can check out their page, Team Michigan Poker, and join up, sign up, be a follower of that group.
Fold.
Ray opened it up, ace jack suited there on the button, and the blinds could not come along.
The core members of that group, Matt Plouffe, Mike Lehner, Ryan Howry, and Justin Young. And they all kind of bring something different to the table in terms of promoting their brand and promoting their group. And, man, it's been a lot of fun having them in the building this week.
I was dealing at Plouffe's table on Wednesday, and he said the long-term plan eventually is for there to be a Team Ohio poker as well. He said not anything soon, but he said that's, you know,
8,000.
they have a long-term vision for Team Michigan Poker, and that was part of it.
Oh, my God, there you go.
Fold and fold. Cool. Calls 8,000. Fold.
Pretty awesome seeing all the shirts. Everybody's walking around with their own customized shirt.
Yes.
All the names on the back.
So that's the deal, folks. If you have not been here this week for the Team Michigan series, you will receive a T-shirt. I think we saw somebody there. Maybe there's still somebody there with the T-shirt. But, and
Raise.
they brought their own little screen print machine,
Fold.
and they will put a name or a handle on the back of that shirt for you as part of the free shirt offering.
Jeremy, UTG +1, opens up Jack 10 suited to 8K. Ray makes the call with Jack 8 suited. That's been, as we saw just a little bit ago, a good hand for him. But Steve, in the small blind, wakes up with Ace King, and he makes it 38,000, 30,000 on top. I don't believe either player is going to be able to come along here.
Fold.
Did Ray just win another pot while I was gone there for a second? He's up to 196.
So he took down the big pot against Ahmad. The two of them tangled.
I missed that.
Yeah. Oh, he took out Alex.
I saw that.
You saw that?
I saw
Okay.
that. That got him back up to like
Yeah.
120 or so, maybe.
Yep. And then he took down a big pot with Imad, basically putting the two chip leaders here close to equal stacks. I was just commenting when you stepped out that just in these few moments, I'm getting the feel that Imad and Ray play similar games.
Yeah.
And oh boy, when you get two players like that at the same table and sitting next to each other, we're going to see some action here.
Raise to 10,000. Call.
As if I just set that up. Yeah, Ray had pocket nines. Imad went all in with ace jack, and Ray's nines held up. So now Ray is getting the nines again.
Call stem.
Just calling Imad's raise.
60,000.
And
And
this could-
Robert with the squeeze.
Yeah.
I don't think Ray's is gonna fold. I don't know if this squeeze is gonna work here.
Fold, call, 60,000.
And yeah, Ray does make the call.
He does make the call. See if he can. The last time he had to hold this up against ace jack. This time, a little bit easier, queen jack, but still two overs and connected overs.
With queen jack.
Hey, you just playing every hand. What do you want me to do? There's some of his. It's right, it's right in the window right there.
Apparently he hit it right in the window. And yes, he did.
Nice hit.
And a good hit, important hit there for Robert.
And it worked for him because he got king jack out of the hand.
He doesn't call, I call him.
Really?
You're out.
You hit with the. What'd you have?
2 pair.
Nice hand, sir.
Yeah.
And
I'm just saying. I'm saying general. You know.
Steve tells him, hey,
I'm not trying to talk.
if you don't do that,
I'm just saying.
if you don't do that, I'm gonna knock you out.
Raised,
I'm not telling you that.
We won't tell you last time. Tell.
You'll see it on live stream.
Yeah.
Okay, now you can't lie about it.
Sure you can. Say what
And somebody at the table said, oh, queen jack, you put it in with that? And
raised to 10,000.
Yeah.
I think Robert realized that this table is going to be playing pretty aggressive, and so, hey, let's make a stand now rather than later, and worked out for him. He's up to 147K.
And that's a significant of having two players at the table like Ray and Imad at the same time. Typically, when you have, if it's just one aggressive player, that's one thing. But if you've got two, at a certain point, you're going to have to match that aggression. You can't just sit back passively and try to trap somebody. That's a dangerous thing to do.
And
I
you
think.
also know that you can put it in a little bit lighter than you normally would,
Yeah.
and you're not going to be in as bad a shape as you would against your more standard, tighter player. Ray picks up a double gutter here on the
Call
turn.
17.
Lion still in the lead with ace king, but they went check on the flop.
Check.
And we don't see the river card, but it looks like Ray's going to fire this.
30.
Linus has 41K behind, and Ray bets 30.
And this would be a hero call. I mean, he missed his two overs and he missed his gut shot. And Ray playing position very well. Very savvy player.
And if Linus would have been somebody that played with Ray on a regular basis, he might have thought about that a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't think that they have any big history.
Fold.
Ray's on a win one, lose one, win one, lose one.
Raised to
Right.
9,000. Fold.
As we mentioned earlier, Zinn here in this flight
Got a pro coming.
looking for a double bag. He has already bagged, but for the lowest amount so far, 30 grand. But okay, that's why you come to a tournament like this and try to play as many flights as you can.
Classic race. Open ender now on the turn. And 2-pair counterfeits the pocket sevens.
Wow. Linus knows he got away with one there.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
He had a ton of outs, though, after the turn card there. Any 8, any 9, any jack, any queen, any king, any ace.
Yep, 39.
Ton of outs.
King, 8, 9.
No.
Pretty much any high card.
Got the top half of the deck.
Yeah, 108,500.
Seven or lower.
And a familiar face to our bigger tournaments, Karen coming in. She is a Team Michigan player.
8 piece.
No.
There was no 8 on
There was no.
Pretty much a tournament player. She has run deep quite often in our big tournaments. Been coming to the reserve now, I think, well over 4 years. Her son is a pretty good player in his own right, but Karen is always a pleasure to see in the building, and she's a force to be reckoned with, and she's coming in here with a decent stack, 108,000 blinds at 2,000, 4,000, and 2,000.
8,500.
Anytime you're above 20, 25 big blinds here, you've got some playability versus being below 10 big blinds.
And here we go again.
Fold in all in.
Robert opening it up with pocket sixes to 8,500, and Jeremy a couple spots behind finds ace king on the button. And he's only got 36,000, so it's going to go all in. Robert getting almost 2 to 1 here on a call, but he doesn't make the call. So willing to put all his chips in with queen jack offsuit, but not willing to take a risk with pocket sixes. Kind of interesting there.
That was interesting.
Especially when, you know, if worst case scenario you lose that pot, you're still sitting with 110K, which is double what you had 10, 15 minutes ago.
Yeah. And in my own style of play, I could see, I don't like limping in, but I could see if I had limped in with those pocket sixes, then maybe it's easier to get away from.
Yeah.
But I've already made a commitment by opening with those, and I'm only got one player that I have to make that call against, and it's a third of my stack. So yeah, I'm having a tough time with that fold.
Right back to Jeremy now. Instead of ace king, he's got ace queen this hand. 52K. Only about 13 big blinds in his stack.
Bet 12,000.
Raises it up to 12K.
Fold, fold, fold.
And he takes the blinds down.
And here's the thing with making a fold like that, you can I get the sense that Robert is sitting there now kind of replaying it. You know, it's hard to hit the reset button in a situation like that. When you make a call and you see what you called, then and the hand plays out, there's, I think, far fewer regrets, or far fewer, the tape doesn't keep replaying in your head. But it's always the what if I'd only blah, 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 you know. And it's so important to get that out of your head.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of poker coming. And a lot of the, you know, players that continually advance well in tournament play, they have
10,500.
a bigger and better reset button than most players.
For sure. And that was definitely more of the math made sense call as well. So I'm not sure if he just kind of was more, maybe he has some history with Jeremy, or, you know, but the math really made sense for him to call there.
Could have been crushed or could have been another play.
And maybe he just rushed his decision a little bit.
Well, Karen, I'd like to tell you that they're all afraid of you when you raise up in early position, but and they are. But in that case, nobody had anything to really call with, and she's fine with that. I'll take down the blinds just as I'm about to become the big blind.
I know, I just love the dynamic.
Either doubled me up or I left. What was that?
I was dealing at Karen's table earlier, and she was having some good conversation. As always, she's
Yes.
fun to be with at the table, and
She is.
she was talking about how next weekend is her 34th wedding anniversary.
Ah,
So congratulations.
Yes.
Calls for? Option. Checks option. We're going 3 players to the flop.
We've got a friendly pot here. And it was very one-sided.
Check. Check. Seven.
Kind of would have liked to have seen Jeremy just check this back here.
Yeah. Against the small and the big blind, I agree.
Nothing's going to call him except an ace or a queen, and
Yeah.
if that happens, he's in a bad spot either way, with only having a 4 as a kicker. By checking it back, he can disguise his hand, and maybe someone picks up a pair on the turn.
Dimmer in here compared to out there. Lot of it.
$8,500.
That 8,500.
Under the gun seems to be picking up some good hands. Regardless of what player it is, Robert this time is our under the gun player, raising it up to 8,500 with ace jack. And quick folds all the way around. On to the next one.
Did you say that here?
So the road today to 170 entries, Adam, you were here from the beginning. Doors opened at 10 a.m., cards in the air at 11 a.m., and these are
These are a lot nicer.
25-minute levels. Would we start out with just a few tables and
We
then
started out with 6 tables today,
So it was
which
right
was a
off-
lot. Yes, yesterday I was not a normal morning start to one of our big events.
Yeah.
Like everybody was here the day before.
Yeah.
Everybody was. I mean, if you were running deep, you were here late. So I feel like a lot of people had to sleep in a little bit later. Big hand alert.
Yeah.
And Linus raised it up to 20K. 5x the big blind.
53,000.
And alarm bells have got to be going off in his head. When you make it 5x and then you get 3-bet, it does not feel good.
Full. 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 All in an ounce and a call.
All in and a snap call.
Let's get the value right first. 60, 70, 80,000 exactly.
Imad does have him covered. And commanding lead here pre-flop, kings versus nines. And your eyes do not deceive you. That is Carlos Enrique. Oh, just a little insult there.
Well, he had one out.
He had one out. Yep.
Okay, guys, good luck, everyone.
That is Carlos Enrique. Carlos joining us in the booth. He was here till 4 o'clock in the morning for the
Yeah. Remember earlier, flush.
bounty
flush,
tournament.
2 guys.
A soldier.
And yes, well, he's young. I mean,
Of course.
yeah, Not that you're, you know, an old fogey
Hey,
like
I'm feeling
me,
it.
But, yeah.
I've worked 9 days in a row now, and I'm feeling it. But yeah, we started off with 6 tables today. We
Yeah.
opened up the 7th one even before 11:30, and you know, that first break is 100 minutes, four levels in. By the time we get to that first break, and I would say it was just really steady. Players just kind of kept funneling in. We got up to 10 tables, so a really good turnout this morning.
Just a call here from Robert in the small blind. Ray is opening up,
We're going heads up to this spot.
and he's doing better than 3x here to 12-5.
Ace in the window.
At least if I lost that, that would have been a clip, like quad over top.
15.
I fold. Nice hand though.
Robert folds and shows the 10, and Ray shows the ace. A little mutual respect there.
Yes, kind of a rare show there from Ray. He's not one to show
Really?
cards very often unless he
Really?
has
I believe you. I'm saying.
No, I mean, you just called it.
Yeah, I'm saying like
strategy behind it, but
You had a really good hand.
17?
You had a good hand to match.
Yeah.
Robert definitely could have considered putting in a 3-bet with the pocket 10s, but against Ray specifically, there's not many hands that he's going to fold. So I do like the call out of position with the pocket 10s there.
yeah, very good point.
Rather than getting the pot inflated and then you're,
Yeah.
you know, confused on what to do later on, or Ray puts you in a tough spot.
12-5.
12,500.
And notice Ray folds here, and now Robert leads out in position. King 8 of clubs. And he's doing the better than 3x with it, putting the pressure on the small and the big blind.
Yeah, and he can almost use how he showed those pocket 10s last hand to his advantage
Find out
here.
later.
You know, we see that he has a worse hand, but given the situation, it does seem like he's got a decent feel of the situational awareness of this table, how the dynamics have been so far.
So I mentioned, you know, how things got started today. You mentioned 6 tables right off the bat. You know, people ask us all the time, so in these multi-flight tournaments, multi-day tournaments, what day should I come? What, you know, and what time? And, you know, certainly if you're coming to a nightly tournament here at the Reserve, we're open 7 days a week, a 6 o'clock tournament, and you can't get here right at 6 o'clock. There are even people in some of these smaller tournaments, they wait until just before the end of late reg to come. That's kind of their style. They haven't missed out on a whole lot. To be here right at 11 a.m. or 6 p.m., if you look at your situation, oh, I can't be there, I guess I'll wait till the next. Really, it's not that critical. On the other hand, as you mentioned, the action started out quick today with those 6 tables, and suddenly you're going to wind up going to a table where instead of 40,000, somebody's got 80, 90, 120,000 sitting in front of them in a not so late level, right? So there's kind of a balance there. And then in terms of choosing a flight, obviously the weekend is easier for a lot of people. Saturdays, that's typically why we see the 2 biggest flights out of the 6 happen on Saturday, just because of the convenience of the weekend. But there are a lot of players that like to be in those bigger flights. There's more chips available, more opportunities. It's still 10%.
Yeah.
Top 10% each flight. You're still going to move on. But if you're somebody that can run really deep, typically you look at Ron Bell. All right, so he's starting on Sunday with 780,000 in chips. He played in one of the first 2 flights. I know Ron will be back tonight or tomorrow to try to double bag.
4,000 to call.
But Ron would typically want to be in there, you know, closer to $1 million in chips, and he's going to have a greater opportunity to do that in those bigger flights. So that does have some play into the decision you make coming to the flight when you're going to show up. You just don't want anybody to think, oh, I didn't make it there at 11, you know, or it's 11:45. Typically not a big deal.
No,
Heads up to a
I
flop.
do think you lose a little bit of value by not. For these multi-day events with so many flights, there are players that come from out of town, and they might have 10 bullets in their pocket.
10,000.
Yeah.
And they're ready to try to gamble to try to build up a stack early. So I would say that's the one big thing that I would
Calls 7,
advocate for
20%.
showing up on time is you might miss out on a little bit of value of somebody that's, hey, they might be ready to fire 3 or 4 bullets before late reg is over, and you might miss out on those if you're showing up, you know, maybe in level 5 or level 6. But really, it's just about what works with your schedule. And that's the beauty of these long weekend main events is we have a flight that's going to work for anybody's schedule.
Yes.
You know.
And then the value. $400 buy-in tournament that is guaranteed to have $250,000 in the prize pool. Just an incredible value. I don't know where you go to find that other than the reserve here in Toledo, Ohio.
Not many places. Vegas, Florida, nowhere close by.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Fold. Go all in.
And Brandon, who's been pretty quiet here at this featured table, finds ace-queen, and he's got 35K left, so he rips it in. Jeremy with pocket 7s. Interesting to see what he does here because Brandon hasn't played a hand, I don't think, in a long time. Now, these players were at the same table already out in the main room before we moved over here, so I'm not sure what kind of dynamics might have happened earlier in the day. And Jeremy is going to fold these pocket 7s.
Fold. Fold it up.
Picking up the blinds when you got 35K feels pretty good.
Yes, it does. Particularly when you're just a couple hands away from being in the big blind. Blinds are currently at 4,000, 2,000 with a $2,000 ante, and they are 25-minute levels. Sunday, it will be 35 minute.
I'm not going to quote you on that
I'm
one.
gonna
I
look
don't
that
know
up
for
before-
sure.
I'm going to look that up again before I misspeak.
35-minute levels day 2. He got our
Oh,
he got our back.
man. Eye in the sky, ladies and gentlemen,
10,000.
comes to the rescue all the time.
Calls 10,000. Fold. Fold.
Interesting now. Brandon,
Call.
who we just saw go all in with only 35K last
players
hand
wanted this
and
spot.
take it down. He's under the gun +1 with king queen off, and he just decides to make a min raise to 10K. If he would have ripped it all in again, he probably would have taken down the blinds again. But now he's let Ray and Karen into this hand, and Ray flops an open-ender,
Raise.
and Brandon has
31.
bet out here and almost basically committed himself.
Fold.
And that is what's going to happen. Now, he is getting it in slightly ahead here, but as we can see the percentages, Ray is a mathematical favorite with an open-end straight draw and possible pair cards that he can hit.
Brandon said just that before he threw him in there. I'm committed. So you were right. He had to show up here on the turn in the river. But
And we
it
hear
is-
good hand. Ray must have binked that straight. Yep,
Yep,
Ray,
he did.
right on the turn. No sweat.
No, we can gamble.
It's okay. I doubled you up.
Too good, yeah.
Yeah,
That
no.
was a raise.
No, neither you want to fold. That's a problem.
You call it with sevens there. You call it-
Oh, he had big hands.
And that takes us down to
I bet you had
54.
times, you know, base cards.
Means we'll be at 6 tables. From a starting field of 170.
He has to play his hand, plays one hand an hour.
Thank you.
Hands in his-
And hot off the presses, ladies and gentlemen, we have some news about tonight. You know, we have our flight at 6 p.m. this evening, but also this evening at 8 p.m. we have a $90 buy-in Turbo Satellite.
Yeah.
With 6-8 suited.
And those are 15-minute levels, and 1 in 5 players are going to win a seat into one of the remaining flights on Saturday. So 8 o'clock tonight. Now, what we're going to probably see is somebody come into the 6 p.m. flight, fire a bullet at it, get felted, and then have to do a coin flip, decide, okay, do I put in another $400
10,000.
or do I take $90 and enter into this Turbo Satellite? But don't have a graphic to put up on there. Follow us on Facebook. Go to the Reserve Poker Club, and you will see this last chance Turbo Satellite tonight at 8 p.m. $90 buy-in.
Yes, sir.
What are you gonna?
Actions here.
Yeah, that definitely will happen because, you know, once you...
Where you sneak in here without a chip?
I mean, once we get to like level 7, level 8 of this, you're coming in with about 20 or so big blinds. So, you know, regardless if the player wins the satellite or not, they might just want to come and play tomorrow anyway to get that extra
Yeah.
Heads up,
extra
action.
playability to their stack.
Player checks. Check.
Check.
15. Boom.
And we see Ahmad using that chip stack to his advantage once again. He opened up with just 7-3 suited.
That is my time.
Robert, feeling priced in out of the big blind, made the call, but nobody hit anything, and Ahmad was the first better, and he took it down.
Hey.
That's right.
And we've got a dealer change, and if you're just joining us, we are the Reserve in Toledo, Ohio. This is the main event, Day 1C, $250,000 prize pool guarantee, $400 buy-in. And Sebastian just being moved in here as we keep this table balanced with all the other tables in the main room, sits down with pocket queens, pushing in his remaining 30,000. No challengers, so he's going to collect 10,000 as the blinds have now gone up to 2,500, 5,000, and a $2,500 ante.
What's it,
5 and 5. Or 5 and 25.
Yeah. I didn't realize when I did it. I'm like, oh.
Going around. Teamwork.
Put your phone in the security. Before
Yes,
phone-
I did.
Thank you. Raised 15,000.
Under the gun +1, Ray picks up pocket 7s, raises it up to 15K.
Sorry.
And Robert doesn't even think about it, on the button with ace-10 off.
All in.
Sebastian
All in
with
on the call.
just ace-8 in the big blind. He only has 37K, so he's ready to get it in there. And he does have a coin flip situation here.
How many yellows?
31 yellow.
There's one yellow.
Ray makes the quick call.
37,
sorry.
37.5.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Yep, yep. Ace 8 versus 7s.
A nut flush draw flopped. Gonna be looking for an ace, an 8, or a spade, and he can't find it. And another pot for Ray. Ray and Ahmad are dominating this table.
I think he was a favorite on the checkers line.
Grab a dead small one.
No. It's close. More straight off this time.
Yeah.
2 overs and a 47%. Oh, you need my.
No. Oh, a dead small one big.
With only 8 blinds here,
All in.
Zin's gonna put it in.
39.5. 39. Or 39.
And quick folds around the table.
There's a dead button in his hand. Oh, that's yours, yeah, there you go.
Okay. I was gonna say, it was all the way up there. Guys are just trying to confuse me.
Yeah,
All
Jeremy now just at 10 big blinds. I don't know that he can necessarily make a raise here in that situation.
Not with those 2 players.
Not with those 2 players. He's got a. He knows that if he puts it a raise, 1 or 2 or both of those players are going to follow along, possibly even raise if they sense any kind of weakness. And given who he has to his left and what he has seen go on there in those 2 seats, that's the right calculated move in my book.
You let him know I have.
Yeah, I like it as well, especially since he could get a call with king high, even like a queen jack or a queen 10 from one of those
Yep.
bigger stacks, you know.
Raise a little better down.
He's running the place on that.
Even a small pocket pair. Case in point, Ahmad now Jack 10, raising up to 11,000 in position on the button. Ray protecting his small blind
189.5.
with ace 8. And I like this
3 players.
protecting the big blind from Zin with king 9. Again, you're going to see these 2 players come in with a little bit broader range than your own range might be. In this case, Ray with the best of it, as if he's waiting for Ahmad to make a bet here so that he can make some kind of move. That's what I'm
That's
sensing.
exactly what happens. Wow. What just happened?
I don't know.
Was that were the cards right? What the?
Huh. I'm betting on that being a mystery on the cards. But I'm going to make a note. I'm going to catch up with Ray later and ask him about that.
Either that or Ray misread his hand and didn't know what he had. That's very surprising. On that board, that's a great flop for ace 8.
11-5.
And the most aggressive, or the second most aggressive at the table, either way you want to look at it, is raising the button. You're feeling pretty good. Robert now under the gun +1 opens up pocket 10s to 11-5. And he's not going to get any takers.
Raised to 17,000.
Zin with only 31K, put in a tight spot there. Everyone is put in a tight spot because they really don't have stacks to work with. And Ray picking up the blinds. New face at the table.
11,000.
Frank L, 189K. Bringing in a decent sized stack here.
Yeah. Ahmad picking up
Oh, buddy.
weapons of mass destruction here.
See if anybody else wakes up with anything. And not to be.
And Ahmad's bet sizing seems to be pretty disciplined. He doesn't really seem to be all over the place.
I open everything.
You had aces?
There's one time everybody folds aces.
You had aces?
Yeah.
That's nice.
No, but I've been
Ace
opening
is
all
this
night,
one.
and I get at least 2 colors. But when I have aces, those are
Ace,
not
nothing.
complaining.
You just slicks. Exuded count.
Yeah, you saw that?
Yeah.
Just trying the opposite.
Well, I folded ace king, you folded ace king.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. This guy's not holding his king to me.
I do believe I would have. Ace nine.
You should pick with nines.
Well, you can put it in with ace jack. Come on. You didn't have any strength when you put.
Call. Call.
Apples and oranges.
Yeah. We're 7 and 2 since we're supposed to.
Raised to 16,000.
Call. Check.
Heads up action. Check.
What is happening, everybody? Flying Brian here. I'm giving Vic a little bit of a break. He's going to step out into the room and check things out.
Welcome to the jungle.
What's up, Professor?
Yo, yo, yo.
13,000.
What do we got going on here? A turn top pair for Robert.
Blind versus blind special here.
Okay.
Robert just flatted the small blind, and Frank rated to 16K out of the big blind with just queen 5. Frank just got to this table, so he doesn't really know any of the dynamics that have been going on. It's been a really aggressive table so far.
Who do we got up there? Ray, I'm Karen.
Ahmad and Ray have been opening almost every hand.
Okay.
And they've been catching hands,
King.
knocking players out. And Frank makes a loose call there with just a 5. And that's a 76K pot there for Robert.
Okay.
So Robert started this featured table with only like 50K. He's up to 200 now. Yeah, everybody else has been kind of handcuffed because of the big stacks of Ray and Ahmad.
Oh, yeah, I see 290,000. 250 for Ray. Oh, yeah, I'm looking at these stacks. Couple mids, one short.
This could get interesting. We just saw Frank
15,000.
go pretty crazy in the big blind and call off really light. Now he's got a real hand in the small blind. And Jeremy has an ace. Wouldn't be surprised if he moved in here. Frank is raising really big though.
He's kind of putting him at that type of decision, shove or fold.
Really tough here for Jeremy because of what just happened the last hand, and it looks like what happened the last hand is going to work for Frank.
Call.
Yep.
Jeremy does put it in.
C2 has pocket tens. C3 has ace 5. Oh. Oh, I see. Oh, yeah. Sorry about that.
Dealer getting some instructions to set the box.
Couple more outs. Not to be.
Playing-
Okay, use luck.
Good run, Jeremy.
Good look at that. Thanks.
Still fucking the spoon. I was hoping for a friendly blind last hand, you know?
C3.
But focus.
You know, that small one big.
They come and they go, Frank. Gave away a bunch of chips the previous hand and got them all back.
60. Yeah.
So,
Down to 48 players now. We're playing to 17.
You know, from what I know of Frank, he is actually a very skilled player.
Oh yes, for sure.
Very. Yeah, I
You
think
see him
he's-
show up for our big ones.
Yep. For the big events, I've seen him in some big cash games. You know, that call could have been just, you know, a little information. Now Karen with the pocket tens.
raise to 11,000.
Working about a 16 big blind stack or so.
And a call. 2 players.
And Ahmad makes the call out of the big blind with an ace.
Check.
She's got to be liking that flop.
Oh yeah.
All in. Fold.
And that'll do it.
We have 6 now.
Yeah, she's really hoping that Ahmad has some sort of hand, but maybe a 9, maybe a 7-8 to call her there.
I would have double jumped. Glad I didn't play.
Yeah, I mean, there comes a point where you do want the action when you have top tier hands like that.
I mean, if you have 2 diamonds, I mean, I'm gonna pay for it.
There's spades.
Good flop for my good.
Oh, this is going in.
All in.
I said good luck premature.
Yeah, Zin actually found a bag yesterday already. It was 30K. So he's
Hey.
currently has more chips than yesterday.
He's got 1,000 more.
A bag is a bag, as I say.
That's right.
Karen with not quite the big enough stack to make that call there.
Yep.
You could tell she wanted to.
Yep. I'd want to too, but I would probably make the same fold.
Ray has a big enough stack. Let's see if he wants to do it. Announces he has Squadouche.
Yeah, but I mean, 6 big blinds with that kind of stack, it's like,
I didn't know what to do.
Squadouche suited.
oh, did you see they did the little 6-7 joke?
Ah, I missed it. Oh, there it is. Once they did the 6-7, it was over.
Yeah, right?
I would have a full house. I would've-
Good run for Zen there. Hopefully he gets into tonight's flight, can find himself a better chip stack in a second bag.
Plus, I knew you were calling any.
And Ray continues the good run so far.
6, 7, 6, 8. That's enough for you.
6,
For
7.
30,000?
Did you do the hand
Should be
thing?
getting a player here shortly.
Yeah, he did it again.
Yeah, I think that's at least going to take us down to 45. We might fill up this table.
That is-
Well, he started it.
Yeah.
He yanked it out.
For sure.
That would have been totally right there, I shouldn't get that.
Raised
Yeah,
to
if I
11,000.
called, 'cause you're still calling.
Uh-huh. They weren't small enough.
The ace queen moves around to Frank this now. He's going to open this in the cutoff to 11,000.
Call.
Yeah.
That was fun. That was a fun night.
Heads up.
For just 6K more, Steve wants to
Oh,
peel
no,
a flop
no.
here with 9-8.
Oh,
Go,
okay.
go.
That was fun.
And both players flop a pair. This could spell a little bit of trouble here for Steve.
Check. You got it.
$10,000. Kevin C3.
Yes, sir.
Chip stack. This chip stack.
I think it's tough to not call at least one time here on the flop. Yep,
I was
he does.
thinking the same thing. It's going to cost him. I know he's going to want to peel a card after, you know. And now he just kind of picked up a little bit more.
That's
It's looking at 10-9-8 as his outs.
Check.
I know Frank at least knew on the flop that he was
He's coming.
way ahead.
Yes. He checked. Yeah, we have a bet. 35,000.
43.5.
Now he's going to make him pay just in case he did pick
Yep.
up some sort of straight draw.
343.5.
Which he did. He picked up a gutter ball. Not good enough to continue.
Buttons good.
And that looks like a stack that can compete with our big boys here.
Sure does.
Kevin. do you
Kevin
want-
just made a deep run in our 100K.
Yes, he did.
He finished in 4th place, I believe.
You're at 360.
Very
Memory
nice,
serves
very
me
nice.
right. He's back for more.
Lines have gone up. There'll be 6,000 to call.
Am I going this one?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, nice. Thank you.
Acts like it's his first time here. Asks if he has to put him on the dot. I like that play.
Don't tell him I was just here.
Raised 15,000.
Tough to continue there for Karen out of the big blind when she's going up against the big stack. It's either all in or fold. Hello.
13,000.
Hello.
Call 13. Heads up.
Ahmad's in there with a pair of deuces.
Check. Check. We'll
He
play
is.
check.
Frank was trying to give him a little rope.
Yes, he was.
And in doing so, kind of a scary board here now for him.
Check. Players check.
A lot of hands in Ahmad's calling range that hit.
Now
Even,
now you
even
got a
scarier.
one light, right? I mean, what do you do here if Ahmad fires out a big bet?
10,000.
He decides to play it safe.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, I think I obviously have to fold. There's no.
Right? But you're right. He gave him the rope. The run out
Yeah.
was bad. You know, you just at that point have tons of showdown value. Get, you know, maybe that 10,000 value bet there targets the I have nothing range.
Or he's hoping that maybe Ahmad has one pair of something that he finds just a
Right,
crying
yeah.
call with.
Raise 15,000.
Call.
Call 15,000. Dude, beating their head against the wall in the bathroom. Why? 3 players. Check, check.
King high flop here for Ahmad.
Yep, being the pre-flop raiser, it's going to continue here.
Fold.
Not a good looking flop for sixes.
Six and 3 for big.
A rare hand that we don't see Ahmad or Ray make a raise. And fold it around to Karen, who's got 85K.
Raise to 13,000.
Puts out basically a min raise to 13. Frank, who's played almost every hand since he's got to this table, also has ace 10 of the suited variation.
Suited.
Call 13. Call.
Kevin's coming along.
3 players.
Swing and a miss.
Check.
For everybody.
Check.
Can she fire out a continuation
Check.
here?
All 3 players check.
She decides to check it back. First player to bet may win this pot. Looks like Kevin's going to take advantage of the big stack.
16,000.
And the fact that it got checked through, yeah. When things get checked through like that, it kind of tells me like there's no middling pocket pairs, there's no, you know.
Yeah, there's
So I
no, there's no.
like to-
I
I
don't
like
think
to
there's
bet
any
out the
big
next
pocket.
three.
I mean, even a
Even
big
big
pocket
ones,
pair,
right.
you know, like it's like a set or nothing.
Yep.
All in.
Yeah, I was sitting here with you guys watching that hand with Karen. I really felt like since she opened a continuation bet, would have probably, you know, she saw probably would have gone through, and we talked time and time again here about the value of the continuation bet, the significance.
Oh, for sure.
Even when
that
there's
was a good
miss.
board for it. It was 7 high.
Yeah.
You know, even just throwing out 6,000, you could down bet that, and people could mistake that for a much bigger hand than what you actually have. You know.
And Big Sexy, his name is Kevin, right? Is that
Yep.
what you said? Yeah. I love watching him play. He's got so many elements to his game, and now on the button with 3 2 diamonds, he's going to bump this up, make this 2x. Ahmad coming along. Oh,
I
Ahmad,
think there was a re-raise.
he re-raised that. So we've got 3 really tough players right next to each other here in Ray, Ahmad, and Kevin. It's going to make this table very interesting. We could see up in the top right-hand corner with 170 entries today. We're down to 40. We're playing down to 17. We're going to give you this broadcast action here until we get to hand for hand. Then we'll sign off for the night at that point, and we will be back here on Sunday for the Day 2 restart. Doors open at noon and the restart at 1 p.m. We're not done with this series, though. There is a 2 o'clock tournament, $100 buy-in. Also, fresh off the presses, tonight at 8 o'clock is a $90 satellite. That's a turbo satellite for $90. 1 in every 5 players is going to get a $400 voucher.
Nice.
To put towards the last 2 flights,
Tomorrow.
one of the last 2 flights tomorrow.
Yep.
So that just was put together recently. If you follow us on Facebook, you will have seen that announcement.
We got an all in.
And Steve making a move here with ace deuce. After Ahmad did a typical 2x raise here in position with king 10.
Yeah, you know that can be a wide range there. So
Yeah.
with this stack size, it's a good 3-bet jam there.
Kevin Wall, that is a nice way to take a drive, sit back and listen to the action here at the Reserve in Toledo, Ohio. As always, thank you for your participation and everybody here.
Raised to 15,000.
We ask again that you hit that thumbs up. Ray on the button. Everybody folds around. He's got king jack of diamonds, so he's going to bump this up to 15,000, putting the pressure on Karen in the big blind. She needs 9,000 to defend, and that is in her wheelhouse. She's going to come along with the jack 10. She's going to get top pair.
Check. And check.
I don't like that check.
I don't either. I like that she took some time to think about it. But the board pairs 36,000 in the pot. She has 66,000 back. She's going to bet 25,000. I like that bet, but of course we get to see the cards. No, Ray says I don't have enough of it.
Expecting a bet out of Ray
On the flop?
Yes,
Yeah.
being that like his continuation bet in her plan probably was to check raise all in.
Really?
Yeah. You know you got a way to come on. Bet.
No,
No.
don't think so.
No, you
I
raised
only
one
played
time.
one hand.
Yeah,
I only
yeah,
played.
you raised
I
one time.
don't know.
Oh, sorry.
Alright, fold, fold.
I don't know who those are.
Fold.
Raised to 13,000.
Call.
Call 13,000.
Robert with a nice hand here to defend the big blind. Ace-7 of clubs. Two eights and two hearts. Robert positioning like he wants to bet out, but he does check. Check, check. Here comes the free card.
12.
Got 12,000.
Now Robert makes this bet. Going to talk about cadence a little bit here. I felt like he could have taken a little bit more time. Here's a shot of the couple of tables out in the main room for this flight. And Casey Vaughn right there getting the massage, got the rally cap on. Casey Vaughn was a highlight, if you will, of our bounty tournament. He had a $250 bounty on his head and fired 4 bullets.
Yep, 3 or 4.
3 or 4 bullets, but just very entertaining. It was great. The bounty tournament was fantastic, and all of those players that had a feature bounty on their head were just great to have in the room. But Casey Vaughn, he just brings another element
13,000.
to the room.
Fold, fold.
And don't let that lighthearted nature fool you. He is a serious and significant tournament player.
Call.
Karen does make the call. Ace-10 of hearts.
Gold. And call.
Frank with the stack that worthy of defending the big blind.
3-way action.
Check.
And this is going to be action here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Frank flopping open-ended.
At 10,000.
Kevin's going to come out with a continuation bet. And with the rainbow board, does Karen shove here? Put in
I don't think
86,000 to
there's-
win 55? No, she's just going to smooth call this.
I think any of the options are okay.
Yeah.
They're all open.
And call. 3 players. Check. Got 17,000. Call 17.
I like it.
Yep, that's all you really can do. That's a bad. I know she doesn't like to see that, Queen. He's keeping up his story. She's got the hand locked up.
And there's a
Ace
brick.
would have been perfect.
Yeah,
Give him the
exactly.
straight.
Check.
Check.
Check. Showdown.
And she checks it. There was something that made her suspicious about this. Not sure what, but she does check it to showdown. Still a very... Oh, she says she doesn't think Kevin's calling anything anyway.
That's why I'm either getting, yeah, I'm getting called by better if you call, so I was like, I'll check that.
A significant pot there for Karen.
There's another action table shot of the outer room.
Fold.
Fold. That was a big pot. Fold.
Blinds at 3, 6, and 3. Karen's going to lead out here with pocket twos in the cutoff, make it 13,000. Back to Kevin. Will he defend his big blind?
Call.
He does make the call.
Heads up.
So it's deuces versus queen 9.
Check.
And she hits her set.
That's a good looking flop.
It's a good looking flop. Unfortunately for Karen,
Yeah.
nothing really
Nothing
there
for
for
him.
Kevin to stick around with. And as Ray points out to Karen, almost a heater, 3 in a row among the poker community, considered a heater.
Never shows. They're saying it right now. Never shows. Right in Tyster.
Down to 35 in the field.
You got more chips than you came in with. You were getting whittled down there.
I was. I didn't have plenty in.
One,
I mean, I really,
one round to the table.
patience.
Cool. That's what I
I
need,
gotta teach you
patience.
that.
I've been folding for 2 rounds. Come on. It all went to you. Well, let you bluff me off that high.
Yeah, no. Had a 10-9, so.
16.
I wanted you to
Raise
fold that flop and I would
up
have
to
won.
16,000.
I was not going to do that.
Yeah.
Fold, fold.
Then at 8 turned, I'm like, oh, he's all over that.
Call. Heads up.
Ahmad making the call. So ace 10 versus jack 10 and a jack right in the window there for Ahmad. Check it, free card. And a brick, 2 hearts on the turn. Now the bet comes out from Ahmad. And a snap call from Robert. And the right bet sizing from Ahmad, I think, can get paid off.
Check.
Robert seemed to be...
29.
Oh, he's going to let out some rope here.
29,000.
He checks it. I can't believe Ahmad would be concerned about that run out of hearts. And Robert bets Ahmad off the best hand because of that run out. Wow.
We've been playing since all day today.
That's why you didn't show me your hand?
Yeah. No, I didn't know how, one step on toes. So. I believe I had the winning hand.
These are 25-minute levels, and we are coming up on a 10-minute scheduled break here, ladies and gentlemen. As soon as this break is over, we will be coming back for some more poker action here for this day 1C. And we'll continue with the action until we get down to 18 players, which will be hand for hand, as 17 players from this field are going to move on to day 2. They are joining
Doesn't matter.
27 other players from the first
Yeah.
2 flights.
Fold. All right. 13.
13,000 to go. It is 13,000.
The deuces move over to
Yes. And Ray defends with Jack 9.
Heads up.
Kevin with a little bit of a chip advantage here, but not much. These stacks are not a great flop there for deuces. Let's see if he wants to continue, and he does.
Bet 11,000.
And Ray, open-ended,
Call.
makes the call. 14 outs here for Ray against those deuces. And he hits.
There it is.
And he checks.
Check.
Ray just hoping that Kevin has an ace. And now he makes it a
Bet
6-card straight.
25,000 fold.
Tell him to get me out of this room.
How was it?
Oh, we're break?
Great out there.
We're playing this hand?
Oh, we're on break.
Yes, we are on break, ladies and gentlemen. And we will be back.
No, I
Please just stretch your legs, feed the dog, go make a sandwich, get that chili started for tonight. And we will be right back here for day 1C of our main event. And we are back here at the Reserve in Toledo, Ohio. This is the Team Michigan Championship Series, $250,000 prize pool guarantee main event. This is day 1C, and as you can see from the graphic here from the clock, we had 170 entries, which means we're going to play down to the top 10%. 17 players, myself, Adam the Professor, going to call some action here until we get to 18 players, and that'll be hand for hand, and then we will sign off for the evening and regroup here with our live stream on Sunday for the day 2. The restart of day 2 is at 1 p.m. Right now, those 17 players will be joining 27 players from the previous 2 flights, with 3 more flights to go. 1 tonight at 6 o'clock, and then another 2 tomorrow, 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. But hot off the presses tonight at 8 o'clock for a $90 entry, you can get into a turbo satellite, and 1 in every 5 entries is going to get a $400 voucher to get into one of the 2 remaining flights tomorrow. So if you can't get here for the 6 o'clock, you might want to get here for the 8 o'clock satellite. And let's get back to the action now.
Hot off the break, Steve wakes up under the gun with aces. And Ray makes the call with Jack 9 suited out of the small blind. And Scott, who only has 30,000, oh, excuse me, 26,000 because he had to pay the ante. He just decides to put it all in, getting 3-1 on his money here. And because it was only 26,000, Steve L could not reopen the betting. So he called, Ray called, 3 ways here to the flop. King 7-8 rainbow. Ray does flop a gut shot.
And he looks like he's considering this. Yep, he's considering it. Going deep in thought here. Needs 59,000 here to call. Not quite a fourth of his stack, about a fifth of his stack. And he's looking at this. He's doing a count here. What kind of odds are is he getting for that? At this point, Scott needs a lot of help if he's going to remain, and Ray is going to make the call. He's going to take quite a gamble here. Right now, he needs 2 of, well, there's 4 outs, but the computer knows that 2 of those are gone.
Yeah, or runner heart would be his only other option. And Scott's going to need a running 2 pair. That leaves Scott drawing dead. Ray's looking for a 10 and a 10 only.
Oh.
Close.
That had me do a double take there.
Big hand there for Steve L. That takes him up to 200K, just patiently kind of treading along with a 70K, 80K stack the entire time we've been live here. And found himself a great spot with this first hand here after the break. Ray flopped just enough to want to gamble.
You have player audio?
I don't.
Okay. Yep, eye in the sky if you could, please. There it is.
The board says 5, but you're going to 9.
Okay. I don't want to give him a new handle. But, you know, there are times he's like Radar O'Reilly. You know, he's just right there on the spot. James, eye in the sky.
No, but who was the person that you said?
Radar O'Reilly from MASH, who always seemed to oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm showing my age here, folks, as I usually do.
Well, look at that. Look at how even these stacks are now. There's pretty much no short stacks. Everybody's sitting between 23 and 34 big blinds.
For sure. sent him in here early, like you tell him. Let's get some music.
And since we've come back, we've gone from 37 remaining to, or no, 34 to 33. So we just lost that player. Again, once we get to 18, they'll go to hand for hand. We'll conclude our broadcast for the evening. I want to continue to bring you some action here. Day 1C. 3 players going to this flop.
And Ahmad, our initial raiser, flops a flush draw. Steve actually flopped the best hand right now with a pair of 5s. Made a kind of a little loose call there, but it was only double the big blind pre-flop. And he lets his pair go. Ahmad's been running pretty steady this final table. Came in here to the live stream as the chip leader, and he's increased his chip stack to 306K now.
Call.
Ray trying to mix things up a little bit.
Yes, he is. Well, and no surprise. A lot of layers to Ray's game.
Check. 3 players. Check. Check.
Karen was 6-3 off in the big blind, has an open ender. And Steve with a gut shot. But Ray's still in the lead here with ace high.
16,000.
And neither player gives it much thought. Nice bet by Steve there. Taking it down with the old 69 suited.
I don't know. We're at 23 likes right now.
77 are watching though. We can do it, people. We can get there.
Yes. And if you don't know what we're talking about here, whenever we've got Adam the professor in the booth, he wants to try to get us to a bare minimum of 69 likes. I should say 68.
Yes, because I will be like number 69.
Yeah.
But usually the trolls are just waiting in the wind so that they can get it before me. Which I can't hate on that, you know. It's
No.
It's respect.
Yeah.
But if we at least get to 50, that does help our algorithm a lot. So any likes that we could get from the 78 fine
Call.
gentlemen and ladies that are watching tonight.
Both Karen and Robert are going to defend here after a min click from Ahmad with King Jack. And a jack right in the window for both Karen and Ahmad.
Check. Check. Bet 21,000.
And with the action that Ahmad has been providing the entire time he's been on this feature table, you really you can't put him on top pair right now if you're Karen.
No.
I mean, you know, he's been showing such a range in the board pairs.
Check. Both players check.
Ahmad checks. And she checks the river.
Ahmad gonna look back at his cards. Maybe try to give like a reverse tell here.
37,000.
Karen with a snap call, and Ahmad gets paid.
And I'm going to go back to what I said. I think Karen's sitting there in the small blind, flopping top pair with the 10 kicker, and seeing the continuation bet from Ahmad and thinking, I just don't put him there. Maybe 10-9 offsuit or something like that. She thinks she's good all the way.
Yeah, especially when he doesn't bet the turn. It goes check, check on the turn. Kind of makes it even look more suspicious that maybe Ahmad does have some sort of draw and he's trying to take a free card. Then he looks back at his cards after the river and played that hand very well.
He did. He set that up well in the hand itself, but I think he set that up well with the play that they have seen from him on this table.
Now Steve, with the stack size that he can work with for the first time that we've seen here tonight, raises it up to 18,000 with ace-3 suited in the cutoff.
All in.
And Karen maybe feeling a little bit tilty
Could be.
after that last hand. Rips it from the button with king-jack off.
I mean, she's got 12 big blinds. I would say this is an aggressive move from Karen.
She also knows, though, that it's going to take a really good hand for someone to call her.
Mm-hmm.
And because Steve actually has the chip size to make an open without a premium hand now, then that's why that play worked out for her. There's no way that he can call that off with ace-3, even though we can see that he has the best hand.
Concrete Dave checking in on the chat reminds me that as soon as we're done with this series on Sunday, we get back to our regular schedule of cash game live streams. Tuesday night, we've got the regular Joe Poker Show with seats open on that. But on Thursday, for the No-NIT Thursday, that is full, and it has been full for a couple of weeks. And boy, we've got some notable players coming in for that one. If you want to play on a cash game live stream here, it's as simple as giving us a call here at the reserve or reaching out to us Facebook Messenger.
Raise 56,000.
A 3-bet here from Frank. I think Kevin had every intention of calling that raise from Imad with the suited queen, but he sees the 3-bet and gets out of the way, does not protect his big blind. And that's significant pressure here for Imad. 40,000 to call.
And Frank not scared of tangling with the big stack.
Yeah.
Out of position, puts in the light 3-bet. Great play there from Frank.
Raise 20,000.
A little stronger than 2x here from Robert in the cutoff. Ace-Jack of hearts.
Call 20,000.
Folded
Ahmad,
around to Ahmad.
he does not go away easily.
Check, check. Both players check.
Oh, check here. Not a continuation bet from Robert, and now Imad picks up a pair. And again, another check. And the check mark to Imad, and he's going to bet this out.
And he's looking for value. And he found it. Pretty sick value bet there from Ahmad with just bottom pair. Gets the ace high to call him down. A value bet you don't see a lot of players make for sure.
No. Got Jeff Doan here on the chat saying go Karen, and now Karen wakes up with ace queen.
Raised 20,000. Call. 2 players.
Folded around to Ray, who has ace jack. King high flop misses both players. Ray checks it over. Karen is going to put out a continuation bet.
25.
And Ray lets it go. So after losing a pretty good sized pot to Ahmad, Karen has got most of it back these last few hands.
$20,000 raise.
That raise from Robert's going to go through with Jack 10. With the blinds at 4,000, 8,000, and a $4,000 ante. He picks up a profit of 16,000 there. Just one hand away from being the big blind. It's comforting when that happens. You want to be able to get into some bigger pots at this point and start growing your stack as we get down to 30 players. But I'll take it at that point. You know, they're going to give you some more playability here, and this has been and will continue to be an aggressive table since as well Kevin has joined. And case in point, here's ace-8 of spades, raising it up Ahmad, making the call with pocket nines.
And with Kevin being the second biggest stack at the table there, Ahmad elects to play some pot control. If this had been one of the shorter stacks, might have seen a different play there pre-flop with the pocket nines.
Kevin's got to like this flop.
Absolutely.
Just the right bet size for Ahmad to come along.
Neither player really loves that turn card, but it looks like Kevin is going to continue. Only 25,000 though, into 86.
Call.
And nines hold. Kevin's going to have to make a pretty sizable bet here on the river in order for this to work. He's got Ahmad shaking his head.
Yeah, there's quite a bit there for Ahmad to be concerned about. 2 overs, the board pairs.
Call.
But he does make the call, and he is going to now take his stack very close to $500,000, and it does. He's at 535,000. And I did this a little bit earlier, but we'll review a little bit of the 27 players from the 2 previous flights. Here's a list of the chip counts. Eric Leonard at 885,000. Ron Bell at 785,000. Matt Underwood 705,000. Neville at 663,000. Of those 27 players, the bottom three, Zinn at 30,000. Todd Goring at 74,000 and Alec Magden at 80,000. Not great stacks, but they've made it into the day two, and they played one of the first two, which means they have 4 more flights to try to bag, and the double bag bonus being $2,000. I shouldn't say 2-bag bonus, multi-bag bonus, because you could do that a 3rd time or a 4th time, potentially.
Yeah, a couple of those guys we saw at our feature table a little bit ago, Alec and Zinn, excuse me.
Yeah.
Trying to find a bigger bag. And I have no doubts that they're probably going to be trying to do the same later tonight.
They've been redrawing at 27.
And one other thing we didn't talk about earlier with kind of picking and choosing your flight is that if you can find a big bag on one of these earlier flights, it takes having to play that last flight on Saturday out of the equation, because sometimes that can run till 1:30, 2, even 3 in the morning sometimes. And definitely when you're coming back for a big day two where you're playing for potentially, 40K, 50K up top, you want to have a great rest. You want to have a good night's sleep the night before. So that is another maybe not talked about as much reason to come play one of these earlier flights.
Raise. All in.
Karen with a min click here with pocket sixes.
Wow.
And wow, Robert, man.
He must have some sort of read. Wow. What a great play. Wow. Well, with his stack size, he does have to. They do have to have a pretty big hand to call him. So, even hands like Ace Jack suited, maybe even Ace Queen off may find a fold there. Pocket 8s, pocket 9s aren't feeling great. That's a really strong play there from Robert. We've seen him make some big moves at this featured table.
Well, and we got the sense right away that Robert was kind of reverse targeting Ahmad and Ray. So as soon as he saw in that hand that those two had folded pre-flop and that Karen was coming out with a min click, he saw that as an opportunity to shove and take down what was in there. Specifically, I believe, because those two had already folded. It's a good term for that. Reverse targeting.
I like that. Actually, I like that a lot. And I can't remember what the hand was maybe 4 or 5 hands ago where Karen opened to 20.
Mm-hmm.
But I know it was a strong hand. I'm just trying to think now what it was.
Queen?
Ace Queen, yeah. Maybe that had something to do with her only putting in a min raise there. I'm not sure though if her bet sizing pre-flop maybe influenced Robert's action there.
And speak of the most aggressive players, they're going at it again here. Battle of the blinds. Ray recognized middle pair here in the battle of the blinds is probably pretty strong.
2 pairs even stronger.
Oh,
Right?
2 pair, yep. What am I saying? Oh my goodness. Now Ahmad is going to get
Well, he just had a gut shot on the
just
flop.
had a gut shot.
But now he's got an open ender.
Yep.
But Ray's bet over the size of the pot here on the turn. And that's I think that was what his plan was. Let's get any of those draws out of there. Make it real tough for Ahmad to call there.
5 and 10. 5, 10, 5.
Bottom two feels good, but it never feels that good.
No.
Especially when you're up against a guy that has plenty of chips to potentially double you up and still be sitting pretty.
Right.
Call.
Fold it around to the blinds.
Check. Heads up.
And just a friendly pot here. Ray flops a gut shot, and Steve flops top pair.
Ray bets it out.
Raise to 40,000.
And I like this against an aggressive player like Ray. No reason to play it slow. Because look, you're getting him to call with 6 high with just a gut shot. And now Ray finds a piece of it.
Check. Check. Both players check.
Oh, and a free card here.
Oh, whoa. Both
Wow.
players hit 2 pair. And it goes check, check. What just happened? Wow.
Wow is right.
What in the world?
I thought we were going to see all the chips go in.
I did too. That's surprising. Wow, snap, check, check there. Very interesting. Almost 100 watching. We're up to 35 likes. If you could just take a second to hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. We greatly appreciate that.
All in.
Now Ray on the button with ace-9 suited. Folded around to him, just decides to stick it in there. We're up to 5K, 10K blinds now. So he does only have 12 bigs. Karen's asking if they can call the floor on Ray for stealing her big blind constantly.
No other place than the poker table. Our perception and reality oftentimes very far apart. You hear that all the time. You raise me every time on my big blind.
I hear it almost every table.
Yes.
Especially when you get later in the tournament and those big blinds become increasingly more important.
Raise to 10,000.
Whoop, that's just a call.
Call. Sounded good to me. Fold. Check. Heads up, 2 players. Check. 15,000.
Ray once again betting 15 with nothing.
Fold.
Rob did have a gut shot, but not worth it. $28 players left. One more and we'll be down to 3 tables. And once we get to 18, we will be going hand for hand. And that's when my partner Vic and I will be signing off.
You on the schedule to deal tonight?
No, but they said I could wait around and see
Yeah.
how busy we're looking. Because I know last night it got a little bit busier than expected, and they were looking for some dealers to come in.
All in.
Kevin at one point sat down as the chip leader and ran into some tough hands. And now he has 14 big blinds, pocket 8s under the gun, and right into Karen with pocket 10s.
Yeah, he's ran into a tough spot on this one.
And this is Karen's all in here to call, but I don't see how she can get away from this. If she's taking into account Kevin's aggressiveness and his wide range, she's got to be pretty comfortable with the tens. She does have 2 players left to her left. We can see the cards, so I don't like a fold here. However, I might understand. And she does put it all in.
I think with 139K, oh wow.
Yeah.
Big fold there from Frank.
Now this is a day one flight. That's a big fold from Frank. However, we're not in a situation where people are laddering up to a payout. So I kind of get him laying that down.
Yeah, up against 2 players. If he loses that, he's crippled. Oh.
Wow.
8 on the river.
8 on the river for, oh my goodness.
Absolutely brutal.
We have not seen the last of Karen, though. She might be heading home for the evening, but I know she'll probably be back
Wow.
tomorrow to
Really
take another stab
unfortunate
at
there
this.
for Karen.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure to have at the table.
Get out of here, you're not supposed to win. I know you did.
And if we don't get a chance to tell you, Karen, in person, congratulations on coming up on your 34th wedding anniversary.
Yeah, that was way better than I expected. No, I like that better. You thought she had a better one than that? No.
Yeah, I think with the stack size that Kevin had, I think if he has a hand like queens, kings, or aces, then he's still just going to make a minimum or a smaller raise instead of jamming it all in there. So I think the only hand Karen's really worried about there is jacks, and all the other hands in her range she's either going to be dominating or flipping against. So I think Karen obviously made the right decision there. Just the wrong outcome for her.
Yeah.
I'm big blind.
Yes, you're big blind.
What'd you say? 330.
330. 330.
New player coming into seat 4. Sounded like he had 330K.
Yeah, Benny.
Benny B.
Raised to 22,000.
Pocket nines have been coming around.
All in.
And this isn't going to get a fold this time.
I don't think so.
Unless Kevin decides to.
It's a 1-round penalty.
He'll call him.
He's out. Got a part of your stack.
He just handed me the tickets and go.
Yeah, I heard him say it earlier as well. I went to get it home.
Count. $181,000.
And even if he calls and loses, Ahmad still has over 300K behind. We have seen Robert go all in a number of times. And I think that played into Ahmad's decision to make this call here.
Be nice to meet you.
Ahmad is a slight favorite here.
Oh, really? Okay.
Kevin's given Robert the bad news.
Ace Jack 10. Ace Jack 10. Okay, good call, bro.
Not to be. Yeah, Kevin trying to let Robert down easy there, telling him that he folded the same hand.
They forced me to come.
Never what you want to hear, but
No, right.
Pathetic crumbs.
particularly against nines. There goes two of your outs.
There you go. We only got 8 to go.
Got a dealer change here. Time to talk about Team Michigan Poker. This is the Team Michigan Poker Championship Series. A group out of Michigan formed 10 years ago. They're experiencing their 10-year anniversary, and we started this on. We started this series a week ago, yesterday. So many events, but this is the main event. $400 buy-in and $40,000 starting stack, 25-minute levels for all of the day ones. On Sunday, when we do the restart, there will be 35-minute levels for that day 2 restart. And we will be live at some point in the mid-afternoon, bringing you a feature table, and then that'll turn into a final table. We're going to be here on Sunday until we crown a champion. Team Michigan, a group of serious poker players, professional poker players and serious poker players that wanted to get together to promote poker in Michigan and to promote kind of each other, help each other out. Here we go, heads up action. Threes still in the lead here.
Not a bad flop for threes, but you're always going to have overcards out there when you have pocket threes. Ace-9 suited in the big blind.
C2. No C2.
Doesn't flop a straight draw. Doesn't even have a backdoor flush draw. Yeah, pretty tough to continue there with, unless you have a lot of history with the specific player in the hand with you.
And the core for this Team Michigan, Matt Plouffe, Mike Lehner, who was one of the founders, Justin Young, kind of the moderator and admin, Ryan Howry, media and kind of man behind the machine. And when you come, if you've been here this week and you've seen Ryan running around with a handheld camera recording some of this, and they have been putting some of the features of this week up on Facebook. Great job by Ryan Howry, and some of the pictures, the still pictures they've been posting, outstanding. But a shout out to those 4 guys and the rest of their staff. This has just been a fantastic series. Got a mystery hand here from Kevin on the button.
And it doesn't matter what it was. Everybody folded.
Yeah.
Kevin with a nice little run now. Won a few hands in a row. Obviously got that 2 outer on the river to stay alive. And keeping the momentum going here.
Now, John K. getting into seat 9 here, you know, a lot of people will ask, particularly when we get down to the final table of some of these tournaments and these events, is that a Toledo player? Is that an Ohio player? Is that a Michigan player? I don't know where John's from, but I'm calling him a Toledo player because he's a regular here at the Reserve.
I was going to say, I definitely see him more often than most.
Yes. Yeah. Great guy. We are open 7 days a week here, tournaments every night of the week. And John is one of those guys that's here on a regular basis.
Huge flop for Ahmad. He's got Ray drawing dead. Unfortunately for Ahmad, Ray has nothing. No draws, no spade, no pair. Ahmad is now up to 729,000. Commanding chip leader at this table.
And for those of you wondering, do I make the trip and do I invest the $400 plus maybe another bullet or two into this $250,000 prize pool guarantee. I got to tell you, if you're not familiar with the tournaments that we run here at the Reserve, we typically exceed or even crush the guarantee. Case in point, last weekend the kickoff was a $100,000 prize pool guarantee, and we wound up with a prize pool of $153,700. Another case in point with our bounty tournament, that was a $30,000 prize pool guarantee, and that prize pool wound up being $64,000. So yes, we can legally say that we guarantee $250,000, but we will go out on a limb and tell you this is probably going to be $300,000 or better total prize pool for this tournament this weekend. Right now, and as it is with these first 3 flights, we're off to a great start.
Yeah. And I'd expect tonight to be a little bit bigger, maybe around 200.
I think so.
And then maybe 250 tomorrow morning, maybe in the low 200s again
Saturday night.
Tomorrow night, yeah. Most players are kind of handcuffed right now with their stack size in relation to the blinds, and with how big of a stack Ahmad has. He's been opening lots of hands. Now, he hasn't even been opening light, really. He's just picking up hands at this point. Last hand he had ace-king. This hand he had queen-jack suited. He's been playing well, but also catching the cards. The most dangerous combination in poker.
When he opens, he seems to be hitting a piece of the flop, or at least be in great position with a continuation bet. So it's been going really well here for Ahmad on this feature table. And the proof is in the pudding. He's now close to 800,000 in chips. Did I show my age again with that one? Proof in the pudding? Is that? Do you hear that very often?
No, not really.
Okay.
Ever since Bill Cosby went to jail.
Kevin coming out with the lead. King Jack of clubs. Benny getting a nice hand here. Ace Jack of hearts. He's going to 3-bet this to 75,000. And Kevin lets it go.
Yeah, he didn't even think about that one.
Nope, showed him respect there.
Him and Benny were very similar stack sizes. King Jack suited definitely worthy of an open, but when you get 3-bet, it shrinks up real quick.
Take the blind was 4,000. I had 89. I was all in against you, I think.
Yeah, I did that at my table too. But he went on.
Oh, okay.
He ran like 500 chips into like 100 tag.
Oh.
And he lost it. Still cool.
Probably level.
Yeah, we saw this earlier with Frank. He is not afraid to put the pressure on. John just trying to get in there for cheap in the small blind with queen 6. And Frank with jack 3 of clubs says, I'm not going to be having any of that. And he just rips it all in. And John obviously has to make that fold.
30,000.
Ray's been a little quiet, considering Ray. But he is going to bump this up 3x with pocket fours. Taylor was hoping that was ace 10 or ace jack of clubs, not ace 9. But here's pocket nines, and boy, we've been seeing them over and over again tonight.
The hand of the table so far.
Yeah.
I think against a player like Ray, I'm just going to jam it in there. I know that he is not afraid to just stick it in light. And I also know that there's going to be some flops that are going to come that I'm not going to like, and I might have to fold the best hand to a continuation bet.
A significant continuation bet here from Ray.
Like right now. Really tough spot here for Steve to make this call. We can see the cards, and we can see that he's miles ahead. But he does fold. Yeah, against a player like Ray,
Yep.
I am going to just put it in there pre-flop. I know he likes to mix it up, and I know he's not just looking to get a bag. He's not just he doesn't want to get in there with 100K to
No.
make it to day 2, you know?
Yeah. And to say that he wants the biggest bag possible, Ray is a very analytical player. You've got to believe that Ray has already set his sights on a range of where he's going to want to be. He knows what the range is for the 27 players that have already made it to day 2. And I've got to believe the way he sets his sights on things, probably he wants to be in that 400,000 and above range.
Yeah.
Ace queen of spades now for Steve, and he's going to bump this up to 22,000. And Kevin, jack 10 of clubs, right in his wheelhouse. He's going to defend the small blind. Heads up action.
Check.
Rainbow, but middle pair here for Kevin.
Checks are out.
And Steve is going to check. No continuation bet, and the board pairs.
And that is a great card for Kevin. Makes it extremely less likely that if his opponent was trying to get tricky and check a king on the flop, once the king pairs up on the turn.
40,000.
Plus, he actually picked up a flush draw to go along with his pair of tens as well. And Steve, maybe with a little bit of a frustration call here with the pocket nines last hand, and now ace queen suited. You're hoping to win one of those when you get a big hand like that pre-flop. And it looks like Kevin's going to be looking for some more value. 35,000 only into a pot of 140, 139. Targeting any kind of middle pairs or an ace queen, ace jack that might have called for the straight draw.
Oh, shut up.
And he gets
Wow,
Steve
he gets
to pay him
paid off. Man.
Max value there.
another table out there in the main room. We are down to 3 tables. Casey, Vaughn, and Plouffe, and with his back directly to us, the Mr. Bob Enright. That has to be one heck of a table right there. Who's in seat 5? Guy in the green. I forget his name.
He's here pretty frequently, but
Yeah.
I can't remember what his name is.
But he is a strong and aggressive player as well.
We've got double massage going on in 9 and 1. Well, what do we have here?
Anthony O, that was in that seat 5. But in the meantime, John K, typically a little tighter player than that we would consider this raise in this position with Queen 8. Unfortunately for him, Frank now pocket 9s again for somebody, pocket 9s. He's going to push all in with his remaining 18 big blinds. We see a 9 go in. Benny's going to let go a king, queen of spades. And John quickly lets that go, shaking his head a little bit. You can't fault yourself at times for, aggressive play when it doesn't work out. If you're able to let it go pre-flop, get out of the way, okay, so you did that. Big deal. But don't beat yourself up for that. Those plays go from disastrous to brilliant in a heartbeat. And, you don't want to sit there and limp in all night long. At some point, you want to make a move. But if you make a safe move like he did there, but I say that because I'm looking at John kind of shaking his head and a little disgusted with himself. You can't do that.
Well, I don't know if he's necessarily disgusted with himself.
Yeah.
I think it's just like
frustration.
Queen 8 suited might be one of the worst hands that he opens with the entire tournament. You know what I'm saying? And so it just feels like, wow, the one time I open and I'm hoping to get a little bit of respect.
Yeah.
Somebody else wakes up with something and I can't even see a flop. I can't even,
Right.
When you play a tighter style, you hope that your image gets you some credit.
Yeah.
And it definitely is frustrating when you try to get that credit from the other players at the table and then somebody kind of just wakes up with something and there's nothing you can do.
Raise 25,000.
Definitely have to analyze the situation, though. Frank is not a player you want to have on your left. So I think that's something to take into account. We already saw it with the one blind versus blind hand where John limped in and Frank ripped it on him. And now John made a raise and Frank ripped it over top. Frank is not afraid to put it in there. He's an aggressive player and he picks his spots very well. Looks like Kevin wants to mix it up here.
Yes, he does.
24,000.
Min click here with King 8 of hearts. Have some empathy here for Taylor. He's not played a hand since he sat down. I know that frustration, man.
He's hanging on.
Oh.
Steve makes the call for double the big blind, out of the big blind. And as we can see, he's got him dominated, and that's a great flop for Steve. Oh, and this is going to get him a full double.
At 26.
And Kevin says with his stack size, you kind of saw him shake his head. He can't really fold there. Always nice to have your opponent drawing dead when you go all in.
Yes, it is.
Doesn't happen very often.
No, it does not. It's a good feeling. We are the reserve in Toledo, Ohio. We are down to 25 players of today's Day 1C for our main event here at the Team Michigan Championship Series. We're going to give you some action here until we get down to 18 players. 17 players are advancing today to Day 2. When we get to 18, we'll go to hand for hand. And then we will sign off for the night. And we'll sign back on again on Sunday for the Day 2 restart. And then we'll stay on the air with a feature, then final table until we crown a champion for this main event.
Under the gun, Frank waking up with queens.
Friends, 25 punted it all off in 8th place. 18.
No,
25,000.
And had Ray had a bigger stack, he probably would have made that call.
Yeah.
Little handcuffed right now by his stack size. Probably could say the same for Steve as well.
If you are traveling to Toledo for any of our big events, and boy, we got a big one coming in April to celebrate our 5-year anniversary, yet another Millie coming your way, and we will see a lot of people coming from out of town. Give us a call. We do have a hotel. Maybe by now we'll have a couple that are giving pretty good deals for overnight stays. We can advise you on where to go for not only a good bite to eat, but maybe some live entertainment. We've got a lot of live music here in Toledo. And a shout out from Adam and I to one of our favorite events every year. The Acoustics for Autism is this Sunday. And I think they're going to break another record. And it's just a fantastic event that takes place in downtown Toledo, or downtown Maumee, excuse me, as part of the Toledo community.
Only about, what, 6 or 7 minutes down the road?
Yes, right down the road, and 99 to 100 musical acts that will perform in one day, beginning at around 11:30 in multiple venues at downtown Maumee. And it's a fantastic event for autism. They raise money for the continued support of families and people with autism.
And the big thing is that all that money stays in the Toledo community.
Yeah.
You know, there are some other charities and stuff out there that maybe are bigger nationwide, and, you know, some of that money
30,000.
goes to this and that. And that was kind of the reason that they started this whole event, was to make sure that the money that's raised stays in the local community. If for some reason you're unlucky enough to make it through to Sunday, or you're not going to play on our closer, I'll be there right on the main road selling beer tickets, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Taylor finally gets a hand, and it's a big one. Pocket aces. He bumps this up and gets a call from Kevin, who defends his big blind. Continuation bet, and nothing really there for Kevin.
Kind of unfortunate for Kevin there that he was the big blind and picked up a decent hand, because This looks so suspect with Taylor's stack size that he's just making a like a minish raise there.
Yeah.
Looks super strong, but unfortunately Kevin just had almost too good of a hand to not continue with. Taylor does pick up a little pot there. He was getting into the real danger zone. Back up to 140K now.
Raise 24,000.
Hello, old friend.
Oh my goodness.
Benny B gonna defend, and he's defending with a real one. Ace queen off.
Top pair, top kicker. Check, check, free card. Another queen. Ahmad without a spade, without any kind of redraw here, looking to call. $25,000 bet with nines, and he does. He needs a 9 and a 9 only to try to catch up here, and it's a brick.
With pocket nines, you're feeling pretty good. And Benny's playing a trap here.
Yes, he is.
And great check back from Ahmad.
Yes.
What a great check back. Wow. A lot of players would have lost another 30 or 40K bet there on the river. Wow. Great, great check back from Ahmad.
You know, we refer to players like Ahmad and Ray as an aggressive player, but you know, it's not aggression just for aggression's sake. I mean, these guys are very well experienced in tournament play. They know when to pull things back. They rely on their reads. They rely on their pre-flop read on the player. What would that range be that they're making that call with? And very important, and to your point, that they, in this case, Ahmad did not travel down the road of danger there on the river. Pulled back at the right time. Very impressive. And these two are going to go at it again. This time, battle of the blinds. Benny's going to raise it up with jacks.
We got action.
We do. 30,000 is probably right in the sweet spot for Ahmad to make this call with the flush draw.
Binker.
Now, this could slow Benny down. A, it's the club, and B, it is a king against his jacks.
Also, we saw Benny play ace-queen the very last hand against the chip leader in Ahmad. When you're the second biggest chip stack at the table, you don't necessarily always want to get involved with the big chip leader at the table. And I think Ahmad probably recognized that as well. You know, when Benny raises their pre-flop, it's got to be setting off alarm bells that, hey, this guy just played ace-queen like super slow against me.
Yeah.
Now he's raising my blind. And actually,
this
might
could
even
get,
be a worse card for Benny
This is
here.
a worse card for Benny, I think, because he's holding the jack of clubs.
51,000.
This is a great sizing here. Made
It
it
really
really
is.
attractive to call.
Fantastic sizing.
Just a brutal run out there for Benny. And you could almost add up the next 4 stacks behind Ahmad, and that they would only have him covered by a little bit.
Right.
6K, 12K blinds. Taylor with 12 big blinds. Ray with 14 big blinds. John and Steve. Actually, everybody's sitting with under 20 except for Frank. Down to 23 players, 5 away from hand for hand. And you can hear Jim on the announcements out there starting up Flight 1D. If you're watching or listening, you got about 3 hours of late reg to come in and fire away at Flight 1D.
I was just going to say, if you're in Cleveland, Columbus, Dayton, Fort Wayne, even Brighton, Michigan, even Lansing, Michigan, you still have time to get here.
Yeah, except only like you Cincinnati people won't make it in time.
Did I say Cincy?
No, no.
No, I didn't.
I was
Okay,
just
good.
giving
Yeah,
one
yeah.
that was like slightly too
just
far
right
away.
on the edge.
But every city that you said,
Yeah.
they can get here.
Yep.
30,000.
Flint. Easy ride over here from Windsor. And we do see.
As long as you don't have any customs problems, you know.
Yeah.
But I saw when I pulled into the parking lot today, an Ontario car pulled in beside me.
Yep. We do see a lot of Canadian players here.
We have a break every 4 levels. Your second break will be a 30-minute fuel break, and we'll take the value of the registration. Starting in July 29, lines of 100, 200, or 100.
Is 24,000.
Oh, we got a clarification. End of late reg is 10 p.m. for that 6 p.m. So we can draw that circle a little bigger around Toledo.
That's my bad. I don't know why I was thinking 3 hours.
I was thinking the same thing, but yeah. So Cincinnati, almost Chicago, certainly Hammond, Indiana could get here.
Not with the time change. One time I went to Hammond and I was like, all right, I'm going to show up an hour early for the tournament.
Yeah.
And I ended up showing 2 hours early for the tournament.
Right.
That's 16,000.
Ahmad using the big chip stack to his advantage. Continuation betting on the flop and taking that one down. I'll tell you what, there's not much to do when you show up 2 hours early to Hammond, Indiana.
There is not. You are correct. There is a Walmart right across the street. If that's where you want to hang around for an hour.
I don't know if I want to hang anywhere around there. Sleeping in your car seems like it might be dangerous.
Yes.
Raised 27,000.
Under the gun here with Queen Jack off. Uh-oh. Poor John.
All in.
He's trying his hardest.
He is.
At least he's getting let off the hook.
And he's
A wry smile.
Yeah, wry smile and a little. He's shaking his head already.
Kevin Wall says, will we be able to see the Bears soon in Hammond, Indiana?
Kevin, if capital I, capital F, that were to happen, or come close to happening, there would be serious revolt from Bear fans. I could list the intersections where you would see jerseys and banners being burned on the street. I think this is a ploy from the owners, the McCaskies, as they continue to try to negotiate with the city of Chicago. But I just don't see it happening.
25,000.
As much as I love the NFL, it's one of the biggest scams in the world that these stadiums get paid for with so much taxpayer money and not the billionaire owners themselves.
Right.
And we got a big hand alert.
Back to poker.
Call.
Unfortunate timing here for Ray. Let's see if he can get lucky. He was only down to 107K, so not much of a choice there when you get ace-queen suited. You're putting it in.
I think even if Kevin hadn't raised with those kings, that was what Ray was doing next. Oh boy.
He's looking for running hearts or running straight cards, and that's going to do it.
That's going to do it.
Always a pleasure to have Ray on the stream. He had it going there for a minute. After he tried to gamble with that gut shot with the Jack-9, where he was looking for that 10, seemed like he just didn't get anything else going after that.
Right.
All in.
And Benny B.
Yeah, just below 2 big blinds here, but he's going to push it all in with ace-king. Now, you hear players from time to time say, I hate that hand. I just want the blinds. Okay. So, oftentimes you need to take your preconceived ideas or the ideas that you've gotten about certain hands because of the past and get back to the poker numbers, the odds. You've got to understand your range, your position, and with almost, he's not quite 20 big blinds, but he's not in any real trouble there. And you just lost a player. 2 players are gone from this field. I would have liked to seen a 2.5x raise there rather than an all-in.
Yeah.
And try to get some action going. But you will hear players say that, and they'll push all in an early position with ace-king when they're really not in any danger, because the danger is now you get called with a stronger hand. You get called with pocket aces. And now you're there. You're committed. Your feet are in the wet cement. You can't go anywhere.
The ace-jack suited, the ace-queen off. We saw Frank fold ace-queen off earlier without really thinking about it too much. The hands that you want to come along on the flop with you and possibly flop an ace, they're just going to fold pre-flop, and you're not going to get any value.
I don't know. That's my assumption,
And good point here from Concrete Dave on the chat that Kevin was in real danger of being out of this day 1C flight not too long ago, and now look at him. He's got 400,000 in chips.
Wow. I expected to see, and that is a product of being very close to the bubble and bagging there.
That is true.
for Taylor. He has slightly less than 10 bigs. I expected that pocket sixes to get ripped in there, and he just decides to fold.
Raised to 25,000.
Now, I have not dealt to Frank before. If I've seen him here on the live stream, I don't remember, but I'm impressed with his play.
He comes for our bigger events, and he is an aggressive player, and he is a very solid player. He's not somebody I would want to see at the table if I sat down to play.
Blinds went up 8-16-8.
And also, he's a player who is never going to let anything affect him emotionally. You're not going to see him he loses a big hand, it's same, he wins a big hand, same even keel, a very difficult thing to come by in the poker world.
But I think it's essential. I really do.
No doubt.
Yeah. I think if you want to play this game consistently, enjoy it, and maybe even win once in a while, you've got to leave your emotions at the door. You've got to be able to, just ride those ups and downs, because they're coming no matter what. This is not you're not going to sit down at a tournament and see your stack steadily rise. You don't even see that in a cash game. So you've got to be ready for those ups and downs. And if the downs affect you emotionally, if you go on tilt, or conversely, you win a big pot and suddenly you're so excited you can't even focus on the next hand. That's not a good thing either.
And we cannot see the clock here, but the players do have a clock in their room, and now it's went up to 8-16, and Taylor's the big blind, which even makes me feel like a little more that he should have shoved in those pocket sixes, because now he's going to pay $32,000 if he goes through the blinds and doesn't win a hand. It's going to leave him with just about $80K.
All in.
And that's a product of not wanting to get called by a mod and noticing that Taylor has a short stack.
Yep.
He would love to just get it in there. Doesn't want to make a 2.5x raise and get called by the big stack and have to potentially play a big hand when we're only 2 away from bagging and tagging. I've noticed we've had a handful of players that have had a really great series, and I think we could probably throw Kevin into that mix now. 4th place finish in event number 1, and now he's sitting here looking to bag up in our, I'll call it main event B. Neil, 2nd place in event number 1, and then cashes the seniors the next day.
Yep.
Shane has had a great series run this week as well.
Scott.
With
Scott.
Yeah, Shane and the team of Shane and Scott take it down. The team tournament. Scott actually finished 3rd or 4th in the turbo tournament that was going on at the same time.
At the same time, yeah.
And then they both come back and make the final table the next day of the big bounty tournament.
Right.
And then, of course, like we were talking earlier, Ron Bell.
Well, Ron's been on a run good here for a couple of weeks. And John finally raises and takes down a pot. He's been used to raising and getting run over.
Now after Taylor's went through the blinds, he's down to 82K.
All in.
Benny B. What a surprise. What if I had to guess what he would have had before we seen it?
And there's a shot of the main room. Just one other table there in the far side of the screen remaining for this flight. The rest, the 6 p.m. flight, day 1D. And a couple of names we were just talking about there on the screen, and some familiar faces. And as Eye in the Sky made sure we were aware that the end of late reg is 10 p.m., so plenty of time to get into this flight. Top 10% from each flight making it into day 2. The restart Sunday at 1 p.m.
I didn't see Mr. Plouffe at that table anymore. Couple of Cowboys.
Yep, below 10 big blinds. Customary shove here on the button.
Taking down the blinds feels good at this point. Obviously, there's certain times you want to get called, like you probably would want to get called when you have pocket kings there, but feels nice just to take down the blinds anyway. Looks like already 9 or 10 tables out there for our late flight.
Keep in mind also at 8 p.m. tonight we have a $90 buy-in turbo satellite. 1 in 5 players are going to get a $400 voucher available to utilize tomorrow.
All in.
Well, Taylor's found a spot here.
And this could be a tough spot for him, as I don't see Ahmad, as he's close to $1 million, letting go of this 8
Yeah,
of
he's
diamonds.
definitely not.
He's already raised it to 32. He's already committed, I think. He just needs 32,000, 50,000 to call, and he does make the call. And if I'm Taylor, you know, you're ahead, but the sweat is on still. He's been watching Ahmad just take down pot after pot after pot.
And even sweatier.
Oh, boy.
Got to dodge an 8 or a 6. And you could see him breathe a sigh of relief there at the end.
Actually, I don't think he was breathing during that. And he just, the big gasp after the river came.
And it looks like Taylor might have had more than what the screen showed. Looked like 107 out there instead of 82. And now John K is our short stack.
Battle of the blinds.
Check. Check.
Kevin turning top pair.
Check. Check.
With a 9.
Feels like a pretty comfortable spot for Kevin to put out a value bet here. If his opponent had any sort of ace, he might have heard about it already pre-flop. Benny could want to make a hero call here with king high. But this close to the bubble, he elects not to.
Again, thank you very much for joining us. We are the Reserve in Toledo, Ohio. Our next live stream will be Sunday as we cover the day 2. We'll have a feature and then final table, and we will be here until we crown a champion. We're not done with the series, though, just because of the day 2. There is a 2 p.m. Deep Stack tournament. Our closer, we're calling it, as we close out this fantastic series. Then back to business, regular business, here at the Reserve, open 7 days a week. We do a cash game live stream 2 nights a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tuesday is the regular Joe Poker Show. That's a $200 to $500 buy-in, 1-3 game. We've got some seats open for this coming Tuesday. This Thursday, the 5th, is going to be a fun one. The No-NIT Thursday game is full, and we've got a show for you coming up this Thursday. If you want to be part of the Cash Game live streams, just give us a call. Reach out to us on Facebook Messenger. And let's go heads up now. 5s for Kevin and Mod. That's an easy protecting the big blind with Jack 10 of spades for the chip leader here at the feature table.
Whoa!
Oh, wow.
Shee! This could get ugly if a mod hits a spade here.
I was thinking it'd get ugly if he hits a jack. And talk about playing it cool.
Oh, just quads.
Just quads.
Pretty hard card for a mod to continue a bluff here. Yeah, he's just going to shut it down.
$146 in the pot. What can he get, if anything, out of a mod? If he's putting him on a king, can he presume that he gets 60,000 out of him?
How about 55?
Good guess, Vic.
Very good guess.
But again, Kevin, and now he shows the quads.
I mean, when you get quads, you almost have
got-
to.
you have to.
It's customary.
It is customary. You got to show.
What else?
And you know, Kevin opens up 5s on the button. The mod's the chip leader that calls at the big blind. There's got to be like just even a little bit of anxiety there. You know,
Yeah.
you don't want to get and then just the flop to just wash all those fears away.
Go to Facebook. You can check out our page, and you will see the chip count so far for the first 2 flights. Eric Leonard, the leader so far, with 885,000. Right behind him, Ron Bell with 785,000. Matt Underwood, 705,000. The lowest 3 of those 27 players, 30,000 for Zinn, 74,000 for Todd Goring, and 80,000 for Alec. And I bring that up just so that you can have a reference point to what these chip counts, as we come pretty close here to having these 17 players moving on, what these chip counts would look like up against that field.
Wow. Kind of surprised that Taylor is making this call here. Just want to put a disclaimer out. If you ever come on the live stream, just don't assume you're going to get pocket nines every few hands.
Or hit a set.
Or just run as well as Kevin has here the last couple. Just going to play this one a little differently. Not going to get any action. I'm really surprised at Taylor's call pre-flop with how tight we've seen him play so far on this stream. And I mean, we haven't seen Kevin get out of line. Kevin just showed quads. So,
God, I didn't do those.
a little surprising with that one.
So small. I pocket nines.
I was about to do something real stupid
That's what I was hoping. Seemed like a good flop for you. In theory.
for my range.
Yeah, right.
Just in the course of the last half an hour or so, Kevin went from 2 outer away from being out of the tournament to 525K.
Raised 35,000. Yes.
And the dealer is being told in his headset that we have gotten to 18 players, which means we are going to go hand for hand. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to sign off for tonight. Please join us again on Sunday for the day 2 of this main event. And let's just talk about the structure for this main event. $250,000 prize pool guarantee. This is a $400 buy-in. You start with $40,000 in chips. The blinds are 25-minute levels. If you make it to day 2, those blind levels are 35-minute levels. And there are still, tonight till close to 10 p.m., you can register for day 1D. And then tomorrow's flights are Saturday, that's 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. Also, keep in mind, tonight at 8 o'clock, there will be a $90 buy-in turbo satellite. One in every 5 players in that satellite will receive a $400 voucher for one of tomorrow's remaining flights if you choose. So we want to thank everybody for joining us today. We've seen some great poker action. Myself, Vic Gager, and I've got Adam, the professor. And again, we want to thank you all for joining us. There is the breakdown for this $250,000 prize pool guarantee. And Adam, we talked about crushing the guarantee on the opening event, the $100,000 prize pool guarantee, and we saw that go over $150,000. We saw the and the other events as well. We met or exceeded the expectations, but on the
doubled the one.
Doubled the expectation or the guarantee, if you will, on the bounty tournament. And man, that was so much fun. And we're on a really good pace right now. So this $250,000 prize pool guarantee main event, we're probably looking at around $300,000, and just fantastic structure here for a multi-day tournament.
Yeah, I could even hear Jim when he was making the announcements for 1D in the background on the microphone, talking about he expects to get to that 250K number sometime in the middle of flight 1E, which would be the morning flight tomorrow.
Morning flight, yeah. So I'll make sure that I've got that cork ready to go We're going to be popping a cork tomorrow, and look at these. There's the main event champion trophy. We've had 10 trophy events this week, and there is the big one right in the middle. That's a beautiful trophy. Team Michigan, and a shout out again to the great organization that is Team Michigan Poker.
But we're down to 2. Only 2 trophies left, so you got to come get one.
Yep, come and get one. And again, we talked about the you can find this on our Facebook page, and this is the leaderboard so far. This is from the first 2, and we will be adding to this shortly. We'll update the number of players. Again, 44 so far between the first 3 flights, and you just witnessed close to the conclusion of the 3rd flight. So check that out. Gives you an idea of, if you do come in, where you want to be to qualify for the day 2. Be great if you could get $1.5 million to start the day 2, and I think that's kind of the number we're going to see at some point between now and the end of Saturday
No
night.
doubt.
Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised at all if we see $1 million bag on this current flight that we just commentated on.
Yep.
And then it looks like from the view of the tables that we already had out there for Flight 1D, going to be probably our biggest flight so far. So probably another $1 million or 1.2 coming out of that one as well.
But in the meantime, from our family here at the Reserve, everybody, please be safe.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you later.